Welcome boys and girls, Costin here with a campaign as Eltharion the Grim Warden in Total War Warhammer 3, the Old World Classic. So the Old World Classic is the Old World mod by Robbie, but just certain areas of the campaign map have been disabled. So Nehekar has been disabled, the Cast Realms have been disabled, the Darklands have been disabled. Which is all well and good from Eltharion's perspective, because he is the Greenskin Batman and he has a bone to pick. Actually, I'm kind of curious. So let's take a look, actually, what we have to deal with right here. So we got Pox Makers of Nurgle right there. And we have Broken Axe. I'm kind of just curious where Broken Axe is. Jesus. I'm going to have to make my way there for a long campaign victory. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. No, it won't be. But anyway. So we start with the battle right here, and I am actually going to fight this. But first, I'm going to check the difficulty settings. Legendary, very hard. Let's go. And the reason I'm fighting this particular battle is because this specific battle, Warden supplies, right? So, okay. So, we have a bridge right there. We're going to use said bridge. We're going to position these guys right here. We're going to put our Eagle Claw bolt throwers right on this side. And we're going to take our regular spearmen and our faith bearers and put them on the front line. Now, I'm kind of hoping that by doing this particular positioning, the boar riders will not go on the left flank. But you never know how these things pan out. Because if you have a crystal ball to share on what the AI is going to do, I would very much like to have it. I'm sure a lot of people would very much like to have it. So the AI is moving kind of predictably. Alright, so we got those guys right there, and they're just going to sit around. We're going to switch in that way. We're going to put everyone in guard mode. And yeah, we're going to try and flank around. So let's see if we can manage that aspect right there. Okay, we gotta deal with the savage or archer boys and just trying to do some flanking around right there. Okay. Alright. No, not yet. Alright. Okay. Just wait for that cooldown to expire. There we go. He's captured. Some casualties, but not too big. Now, I admit one of the things I do dislike about the Old World mod is everyone starts with tier 1 settlement when higher level settlements could be very useful. At least, you know, higher level starring settlements. Lose some spearmen, big deal. No problem. Okay, let's get some growth, and I'm going to get some archers right there with light armor. And we're going to get some root marcher, we're going to get some training, we're going to get some shen, and we're going to get cultural advancements. Now, in terms of the cage, we want to get interrogation chamber, and we want to get minor wa, as well as releasing this one, I think, and indoctrinating. It's just because of the line of sight that he provides in the campaign. Not that he's going to be much of a problem long term, it's more so he's going to be very useful for us. And we can capture him again and again. I'll try and not make a habit of doing that over and over again in Eltharion's campaign. It ends up being kind of annoying. Hopefully we do get some auto-resolve wins in terms of that. But I will probably do it at least one more time with this specific faction. I'm not quite sure over the campaign path right here. I need to check the map. Like, I'm going to use Toggle Flag of War a couple of times here. Not because I'm interested in AI army positioning. That's irrelevant, really. Given the pace of the campaign here, it's not the most relevant aspect in the campaign, but just because, you know, how things go. I'm also using auto-resolve benefit removal for AI, for settlements, because otherwise I would have to fight every single siege battle, and I'm not particularly interested in going for that loading screen every single battle. So yeah, there's not going to be a lot of siege battles in this campaign. There's going to be field battles if there is any, but this is mostly going to be about a campaign and handling the campaign structure as is. It's just a question that obviously the old world is very different than Immortal Empires. Very familiar with the Immortal Empires campaign map, but not so familiar with everything else that this mod has on offer. Okay, so we got that one. We got this particular province. We're going to get rid of this one and get it into a tier 2 settlement. And then we're probably going to go for Fort Knots, right? So top knots, not really an issue. We could just force march our asses over there. So yeah, we could do that. Unfortunately, the climate there is not ideal, so that's going to be a bit of a problem, but, you know, Galbraz is Galbraz, so it has that particular landmark that's tier 3, so it would be a pretty dumb idea to just not take it. And also, I think I need to eliminate them, yes, so yes, I do also need to eliminate them. For Eltharion, we're going to get Bowmaster, and then we're going to get Speed of Assyrian. We need to catch some Greenskins, and we don't have mounts yet, or any heroes for the sake of it. So we're just gonna force march our way right there. We're gonna try and improve the income over here. In fact, that's what I'm actually going to do with the main settlement building chain over here. I'm going to get the barracks. There is a growth, extra growth building that I can get in that specific settlement, but again, once I get that to tier 2. End turn timer is actually pretty damn good as I see it right here. So let's take a look, and we're gonna next get the supply point next turn right there. So let's just get the economic building out of the way. We have some archers and some spears, but I could use more. And yeah, population, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. I mean, one of the biggest adjustments between the regular campaign and Old World is that in the regular campaign, you have this drive to just do things very, very fast, very quick, achieve your objectives, because that's how that campaign map works. Here, due to the distances involved, you can't do things very fast, so it does force you into a slower paced campaign. I don't necessarily think it's the best thing in the world in every single respect, but it is a slower pace at the very least. So that's kind of one of the important things. So let's get these guys, get to tier 2. Okay. And we're going to get some archers with light armor, and then we're going to get another upgrade point. We're going to get light ephemeral armor, and we could get... What I'm going to get, obviously, is a noble, and then once I get to tier 3, I'm going to follow that up with a mage. Unsure of how this will work, though, in terms of, like, long-term campaign benefits. I am using the climate penalty removal mod, but obviously there's a bunch of different climates that you do have over here added by the Old World mod that are not available in the base game, so that is a different discussion altogether. Okay, we're going to get rid of that barracks. We're going to need the economic benefit right there of that specific settlement. We're going to need money. Simple as that. We're going to need freaking money. And we're going to also need rank 5 with Eltharion. So now we're going to face a real battle. I'll save before it. Obviously, I won't have as many forces as the Greenskins will, so I will be outnumbered. But the thing about High Elves and Dwarves, interestingly enough, is both of them in the lore generally fight against different forces when they are outnumbered. So yeah, we have this battle. That's great. Means I don't have to sack the settlement. Alright. So let's take a look at this situation right here. Rather, not big uns, but there's some trolls. I don't really have a great positioning here, so we're just going to position the bolt throwers right here and do our best to keep our guys alive from the Greenskin tide of death and destruction that's going to be coming our way. I mean, I could, you know what, I will. I mean, it feels cheap and cheesy, but you know what, sometimes the map just gives what it gives. I mean, I could always position my guys here, but flank exposure, that's the problem. So, no, I'm not going to do that. We are going to take some spearmen and move them over yonder. Alright, and archers, we are going to move some of them right here and some of them right here. And Faith Bearers and Eltharion will be positioned in... Well, Eltharion and Caval will be a quick reaction force if need be. We could pull back even further on this subject and let the Greenskin tide exhaust itself trying to break through, because they will try. Oh boy, will they try. Let's see if they come. Where are you guys? Come on, don't break up. Come on. No, it's not even the bolt throwers. It's like literally just a pathing bug right there. Okay, fine, fair enough. Yeah, that's a bit of an annoying factor right there. Okay, Caval, oh, pull back. Alright, we're gonna get those Faith Bearers to form the final line right there, in case they break through. Okay, and Eltharion and Caval, Superman and Batman, are going to hold the line right there. It's not going to be a difficult battle, but it is a necessary one. So, yeah, unfortunately, it actually must be fought. Let's switch these guys to guard mode. There we go. He's dead. Alright, Eltharion, heal yourself and then heal Caval. And then try and kill as many Greenskins as we can. Alright, close victory. Yeah, most battles are like this, really, for Eltharion. Go in, wipe the floor with Greenskins, come out, do it again. Alright, so we could get some experience here, we can get some casualty replenishment. Let's go for influence. And who knows, maybe we can capture that lord again. Or he actually escaped? Okay. That's a weird one. I mean, I literally killed him and he did just literally escape again. So it's like, that's a weird one. I'm not eager to fight that battle again. That's kind of the problem with the old world. It's like you fight a battle and then boom, you get another army to deal with. Forced labor. Alright, at least we got another one right there. And we are going to get that influence from executing him. Kaboomy. Let's get some spearmen, and we are going to get more income right here. Actually, forget the income. We need control, because without control, we're kind of screwed. All right, let's take a look at the climate situation. We got Galbraith right there. We got 4 top knots right there. I think I'm going to get an Archmage Administrator type, because we're going to force march with Eltharion. Get full-on Bowmaster, but nothing else. Get training, get Earthblood. And we are going to try and force march our way to victory. Now, I don't know what the top knots have, but I also believe that they're not at war. I think, like, everything past the river is probably just not going to be... Oh, okay, we'll deal with that. That's the problem with this campaign. It tends to throw curveballs in your freaking face. Like that one. So we're gonna have to move carefully. And in ambush stance also. Like, you gotta be careful. Like, a lot of factions will declare war on you. Now, one of the things worth pointing out about this particular campaign on this kind of difficulty is... because I've removed the auto-resolve of settlements, the AI is going to be incentivized to actually attack me more. So we gotta be mindful of that aspect, and we're going to... Forget that one, actually. We're gonna go for this one. And here we're just going to get... Well, we can get another administrator, no problem, and start getting some spearmen in case the AI decides, oh, this would be a great time to ruin your settlements. Yep, so it's like, that's the thing. Like, that is genuinely a thing, so we are going to have to be very, very careful and considerate of our moves right here. We do have the Talisman of Ho of Quest Battle. We do have the top knots moving in. That's not really an army that I'm concerned about. We do need more archers, though. Okay. The one problem I would say is Galbaraz is a minor settlement that's very damn useful for Eltharion and Castro. That unpleasant climate. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I could have just ignored it, but it's so damn useful because of the noble capacity that ignoring it is like stupid. Okay, so we lose some spearmen, not a problem. Get some money. Maybe, I think it's the execution aspect or the ransoming aspect that creates the kind of dynamic where... Alright, so ambush failed, as expected. Okay, and we will get that noble. One noble. Alright, the ogres are coming. Next turn, Galbaraz. Alright, so we got room for free. Let's just get 2 of these guys. And see if there's any factions we could declare war on. We could declare war on dwarves. And maybe even get the damn rebellion while we're at it. The Talisman of Ho of Quest Battle is a very easy damn affair. And look, I don't even fucking know how this is gonna go down, really. We got Teclis right there. We got some seats right here, but they're gonna be pretty useless, right? It's like, oh, you can get Bordalo. It's like... Fucking fantastic, a fucking fantastic decision making right there. It's like, that's gonna work great. It won't, hint hint, but still. Alright, just one of each. We do need more Warden Cage supplies, and I'm going to deliberately trigger a rebellion in the capital in 4 top knots because we want to ensure that the situation there is improved. Gotta be mindful of the dwarves. They're going to be a pesky little bastardly race, but that was the only declaration of war I had, unfortunately. You might benefit immensely in this campaign from actually getting heroes to scout around. Imagine heroes being heroes in a campaign. So yeah, there's that. If this ends up being a siege that I can't win an auto-resolve, and it might very well be one, I will just, yeah. So there's, so I will lose the Faith Bearers. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's get rid of this barracks. We don't need it anymore. And here, we're just going to transfer... Okay, we could win. Supply lines are starting to be a bit nasty. Alright, next turn we get that noble out and we switch it up back to a barracks. And that noble is going to go directly to Eltharion. What we have here, an errantry crusade. Alright, let's take a look at the map just a bit very quick. So we got some errantry, we got some dwarves. They're going to be wiped out, so they're not really a fucking problem. I guess they're a minor faction. Well, yeah, I know, ogres being ogres. I'll decide next turn whether or not I pick that particular battle right there. We do have some regiments renowned, so we could use those to our benefit. We also have some artillery, so siege battles can be resolved very quickly. So I don't think the ogres, like, I didn't expect the ogres to actually attack me next turn. I did expect them to be able, I expected to be able to see them before they did. So that was the genuine expectation that I had here. If they take the settlement, that's not really a big issue. I lose some supply lines, I lose some income, but it's not going to be the be-all and end-all of this situation. Now, of course... Alright. Let's see. Advisors are to the king. Shit. Alright. Well, that's a bit of a problem. Did I enable auto-resolve quest battles? I did not. So, oh, I did. Okay. Well, this one's gonna be fun. Alright, let's begin it. I'm gonna skip the intro cinematic, and we're just going to go fight the battle. They have a fort over here. We're gonna fortify that location as best we can, and we're gonna try and hold the line as best we can. Eltharion in the front. Now, the issue, if you will, here is going to come down to the fact that, well, we got a hell cannon right there, and that hell cannon is going to cause... No, we don't actually have a hell cannon. My bad. Misunderstanding. I was wondering about that particular ability. I wonder if we could capture him in battle. All right. Well, we're gonna find out. Alright, pull back right there, get Caval and... Oh shit, that is a damn fucking problem. Well, we're gonna have to reorganize our guys. Okay. Oh, shit. Reinforcements, boys. We could use them. We do need the money, unfortunately. And the experience. We might have to actually fall back right there. Alright, that's it. The battle is won. It's one of the trickier battles because you have so many units coming in and all that stuff that, yeah, you end up losing a lot. But it is a victory. A very Pyrrhic victory, but a victory. And that's all that mattered here. All right, so we will want to get that kind of money capability. And what will we want here? Well, we might need more troops right there. And we will also want units. Let's just get some regular archers. Let's get that noble, because why not? We're going to use load save character system to get frugal. And then get rid of that specific structure. Okay, that's going to be tier 2 soon enough, so we can get rid of that. We can also get his entire special skill line, which is the reason I've waited so long with regards to it. Character experience, yeah, I think that's the one you want to go for, though obviously we could go for this one, but that will wait until I actually have Lore Masters of Hoeth, which I do not at this point. I do not. Now, I'm not especially interested in dealing with Skaven issues or going to the mountains. Doing that as Eltharion is, generally speaking, a very, very bad waste of your time. Okay, so these guys, they're gonna come as a bulldozer, but let's see how we deal with them. Okay, so we don't really have a great position except here. And we're going to just corner camp the crap out of this one because we need to. Corner camp the crap out of this one. Unfortunately, such is the way of my lot in life. Okay, we are going to take these free, and we're going to position them in a very tight formation. And the reason we're doing that, we're moving that one. The reason we're doing that is because ogres will charge with a significant level of mass against you. And when they do, they are liable, though not guaranteed, to break through your entire formation unless you have depth. And if you don't have depth, you're going to end up losing a significant number of troops. Those are some, what are they, saber tusks? All right, that's one. Okay, pull back. Position all the archers, put them in guard mode, except these guys who are not going to stay in guard mode. And target their lord. Or their hero first, and then their lord. We're going to start killing some people. The key to this battle will be killing their lord, so everything else is kind of like a secondary objective. But unfortunately, he is a very tough cookie, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. Alright, stop. Okay. Alright, we can use Warden's Cage. Let's kill him. Right, he's dead. Now we go for the kill shot against the enemy hero. Once we kill the enemy hero, the army will crumble. Yeah, I knew that I could win this battle because ogres are not as good in melee as you think they are. They're good in charging in melee, but they're not so exactly the melee specialist they should be. There's something weird with single entities like the ogres. And elves, they're really good at holding a line against mass swarms of cavalry. The dwarves might have lost this battle, though I wouldn't have put it past the dwarf shield wall to actually smack the crap out of it. A whole army of dwarf warriors equivalent to this would have probably won this battle. Alright, so we leave them be. And we get another arm. Point of fact. You know, I was gonna go after, yeah, forced labor. I was going to go after the Greenskins with my oak bowl, but since the ogres have been so kind as to fucking attack me, let's go wipe them out and use the frugal noble in order to deal with them. Because why not, right? I have no idea what's going on in the rest of the campaign map. I mean, I'll check at the end and beginning of every video just for the sake of, you know, knowledge. But yeah, it should not be a big problem. So what we got? We got Techless over there. He's doing techless things, as in he's being useless. Okay, so we would lose all of these units. Let's do this instead. We're going to take the Fate Bearers out of this entire army. And yeah, position these guys right there. And maybe that's the auto-resolve edge we need. Okay, the thing that I'm interested in are those units. Yep. Alright, so Rebellion's gonna spark up. And what do we want here? We want that sweet, sweet, sweet growth. Here, do we have a Rebellion coming up? No, we do not. What do I want? What do I want? Well, since we're gonna get tier 3 soon enough, well, I could go instead for extra growth for a moment. Okay, you guys set up an ambush. I'm more than happy to oblige. Wait, why the hell is... Okay, we should have gotten that slot. Alright, so ogres are right here. They have this entire province on lockdown. She is going to go deal with that. Gonna get Turbo Master. Building up a lovely, nice little lovely empire right here. Get the diplomatic relations, get the diplomacy going. Nothing to do but wait. That is fun, and not so much as fun as you might think. Okay, we take one of these spearmen. We dismiss all 3 of them, because we don't need them for this army. We just need... Let's get some regular spearmen. Yeah, that's gonna be good enough. Like, spearmen are one of those units you can just dismiss as Eltharion. I would move her further, but the chances of things happening right there are pretty high. So we can get rid of the barracks right there. Okay, I'm just checking. Okay, so that's a lower limit right there. Skaven are just being useless twats as usual. Hey, you know, you want to fight the dwarves for 30 fucking turns? Sure. You know, I'm just even gonna get the peace agreement with the dwarves, so it's like, whatever, as far as I'm concerned. And then we'll use Eltharion to go via the sea to strike over here. So we're gonna do a pincer movement on the Greenskins after we stabilize this entire province. And it is a high elf revolt. Who knew? I mean, to be quite honest, after the insane pacing and hectic period I've had in my life recently, and just the general pacing of Immortal Empires, this actually feels like a fucking vacation in comparison to the stuff that I've done. Because it's like, you run fast-paced campaigns, and it is the way to play. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. But it sometimes just goes to the point of this is a bit much. And it is a bit much, a lot of the times. Should I get rid of her? I mean, my supply line situation is what it is. You know, yeah. Though I am going to reskill her. And hopefully not run out of fucking money when we do that. Yeah, let's see if we can get a trade agreement that will give us a bit more time. No, no peace agreement with them. It's so on the damn limit, though. Yeah. Okay, so they do have armies. Let's go help Belagar anyway there. Can I afford... No, we can't afford archers. We don't need archers. We just need 1 unit of spearmen. Alright, let's get archery prowess. We're going to convert that into spear wall. Should I? Should I not? Should I not? Is the question. The eternal question. I mean, I could cancel a building if I need money. That's the thing. So often enough in baseline campaigns, you can just keep fighting battles. Oh, you little shit. Okay. Well, so much for my money. Where the hell did those guys come from? Actually, oh, they're using the damned underweight. That's the thing. Alright. I don't mind having to fight you. And then disbanding that entire army. Pretty miffed about that, by the way. The casualties, the attrition damage I'll take. High Elves do build a strong economy, but I don't have trading partners, so without that specifically... Do I want to fight Kislev? Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. But yeah, I'm gonna disband that entire army. Keep the Lord, maybe. We'll see. Well, it's been, what, 13 turns and I gained 2 provinces. Alright, just take over the settlement and then march to the coastline and deal with the rebellion. There's your money. Good. Switch to growth. Yeah, let's get... We're gonna get that rebellion right there in Gorgazan. That's fine. All right. Trader in spices. I feel like Vernon Roach in Witcher 2. And his so-called cover. Oh man, this is so fucking perfect, really. Because I remember, like, in Witcher 2, Vernon Roach, he's Special Forces, so he's the equivalent of Eltharion, right? Batman in that game. And when you enter Flotsam in Witcher 2, the first town you visit there in that particular game, what Vernon offers as an excuse is a merchant in spices. Jesus, EA, you guys really cooked with that one. I gotta give you that much. Okay, so this is controlled, so we should be fine right here. We do get that one. Maybe I should play Witcher 2 again. You know, just for the sake of it. Oh. Alright. Deal with that rebellion, see what kind of naval hellscape of a battle awaits us there. Could be something, could be nothing. Could be we just get a bit of money and we move on our merry ways. But I'm going to invade the Keystone Lands by land and sea. I mean, ogres are actually the better ally to have in this kind of situation, because Kislev, yeah, they're good allies. They're not ogres. Ogres will give you mountains of freaking cash for a bunch of shit, for a bunch of useless territory. So they're the ones you want to have as allies. Okay. Alright, let's move north. Get rid of that one. Good. Tier 2. Do I want to build anything right here? Not really. Do I have any trade agreement that I could get? Yes, with the ogres. With the very freaking ogres that screwed me over, but yeah. That's the problem sometimes. Alright, let's see. We could get... I mean, we hate Greenskins, both of us, both me and Bretonia, so let's get Merchant Lord 2. It should give us 2 turns if we're lucky enough. Yeah, hopefully. And the money from getting rid of the barracks, like, it is going to be that kind of situation. We will march on the main settlement that Kislev has, and we're going to take it over because it has a landmark that we want. And that could also give us Aislinn. Okay. Because, man, getting Aislinn in this campaign, he starts in the Maelstrom right there if you're playing the bigger map, but the bigger map has over 400 factions and 500, even close to 500 factions, and can cause its own fair share of issues, really, in a campaign. So that is obviously something to be avoided at all costs in that situation. Alright, so let's take a look, a gander right here. Okay, let's see. Alright. If I declare war on the Skaven, that's gonna be a big if. I don't know, man. Yeah, let's do this instead. Tomb King fleet. That's an interesting one. Yep, get that one. Yeah, screw it. We are going to take that settlement next turn. Because if we don't take that settlement next turn, we'll be screwed either way. Alright. So, settlement right there. We're going to sack it, and we're going to take it over. Eltharion might actually just go for Saratosa. It depends on the Kislev situation. Like, are they dealing with enemies? Can we... Alright. Yeah, let's just do this instead. Warzag? What are you doing there? You're not supposed to be here. Well, I guess he is supposed to be here. It's just gonna be an awful fucking situation right there if I... I mean, do I want it? Do I not want it? I do want it. Like, I want both of them. So it's like, I'm gonna send this army by foot. Money is gonna be a tight issue. Solutions. I don't really have any. I can slow down the campaign pace. I could do a whole bunch of different things right here. I'll decide in the next one. Costin, signing up.